I was dazed and amazed. I still am. I found Christ in a Seventh-day Adventist institution. When I was in my last year of theology, and subsequently and consequently knew everything, there came an American to preach, a long, tall man whose arms seemed a little bit too long, like Abraham Lincoln, I thought. One of the greatest preachers this world has ever seen, whatever the church, Elder HMS Richards. He preached a sermon, it's the only thing I remember from Avondale, the unsparing God. He took the text out of the Bible, for if God spared not the angels, if God spared not the people in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, and each time he said, how will God then spare you? And after he reduced us to despair, the man from America turned to the text that said that he who spared not his own son. I've never heard the gospel preached in any church as good as I heard it from HMS Richards. Pardon that, my Baptist friends and my Pentecostal friends. Then he told the story that I've told you, how as a boy he had this beautiful mother whom he loved. I've seen pictures of her, and young HMS was always teasing his brother, and his mother said, "You got to stop it, Harold. You're driving him crazy." He made promise after promise, which he broke. And then she said in the end, "Harold, if you tease him again and reduce him to despair, I will not beat you, you will beat me." And then this great saint who raised up one of the greatest of all ministries, the voice of prophecy. She said to him, "Harold, you'll have to beat me." He said, "Mother, I will never tease him again." The words were hardly out of his mouth, and he was crying, his brother. So his mother sent him down to the creek, or the crick, and made him go back time after time until he got a big, heavy twitch. A terrible thing. And she took him into the bedroom, and his mother bared her shoulders and said, "Harold, beat me. HMS." He loved his British ancestry, HMS. And he said he would lift up the cane. He couldn't bring it down. She said, "Harold, I'm your mother. I stand in the place of God for you. Do what your mother says. Beat me, Harold." And he tried to beat his mother, but in the end, this big teenage boy broke down and wept. And then she put her arm around his shoulder. And she told him how the innocent was beaten by the guilty, for the guilty, with the guilty. That's when he found Christ and became possibly the greatest preacher that I've ever heard. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist because we believe the gospel. Many years ago, the Adventist Church, had a painting commissioned. This is going back 120, 130 years, before 1888. And in the very center of the painting was the law of God, the Ten Commandments. The center, the law. And over on the side, there was Christ on the cross. Ellen White saw it, and she said, "The whole thing is wrong. The law, the commandments should be on the side, and Christ on the cross should be in the center." That's what we believe. The center of our faith is Christ on the cross.